Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Akulmach Live. And just in case if you don't remember me, my name is Chandrakant, and today we have a very important guest to discuss an important, intriguing subject, which is about whether you choose entrepreneurship or a job. And to discuss this matter, I will be joined by Mr. Basant Tomar. He is an accomplished industrialist, entrepreneur, and very senior person from the industry. Before we start, I'd like to tell you that if you like to join this very important discussion, you can. Our lines are open, and you can actually read the instructions given in the description below. Join with your mic and camera, and then you will be able to join the debate. You can also ask questions from our guest, and just in case if you just want to express your opinion, you are more than welcome. All lines are open. All right, now let's welcome our guest today without further ado. Hello Basant, how are you? Welcome back to Akulmach Live.
Morning, ZK. Good to see you. I'm good. Thank you so much.
All right, Basant. So the topic is whether you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to be a employee. When people usually decide that they would like to be an entrepreneur, because I think that is running in their mind. But your opening comments about this subject.
I think, see, the whole point why somebody wants to work, you and I understand, is to make a living, make some money, be a better person, learn better things. The whole idea, the whole objective, is this. And then comes the other aspects that, I want to support family, I want to support tons of people, I want to give back to society. For all that, you need money, you need skill set. Simple as that. You need experiences. Eventually, that comes when you start working. So this talk of job and a business, they run pretty much parallel. A lot of misconceptions people carry. So we'll talk about that. People need to clear up their heads and thought process.
Absolutely, Basant. Actually, we have got some questions from the audience before we started this discussion. We will ask those questions, and just in case, friends, you can join live with your mic and camera. Instructions are given in the description below. You're more than welcome to join this discussion live. All right. So the first question that we have, Basant, is what inspired you in the first place to discuss the dichotomy between entrepreneurship and traditional employment? And what do you believe are the misconceptions, as you already said that people have to clear their mind? So can you throw some light on the misconceptions straight away, and then what prompted you to discuss this subject? Over to you, Basant.
I'll start with what prompted me. I mean, it's been 23 years. I have been into services business. Business is like now 7 years old. I have seen my family, my father, my parents, people around haggling, with the jobs, and very limited people working, on their own side hustle. People call it side business, or some are doing business. And the core thing that I wanted people to understand, or I want them to understand, is you're not doing a job for anyone else. One, they must understand. So the business and job are, again, as I'm saying, more or less similar things which are running parallel. And you can make a job look like a business. That is doable. It depends if you're like the authority and control kind of person, and you have the experience skill set to actually take it through to certain levels. So this is what prompted me, looking at people and struggling, actually. If I may use the word, 90% people or more are still struggling today to figure out how to earn money, live pay to pay, check to check. If money doesn't come, even for 15 days, if the salary is delayed, I think 75% of people are really hassled. Now, Corona showed that. That people just don't have, the tenacity, the capacity to hold on to even 15 days, or companies even don't want to hold on to you for 15 or 30 days. So look at where it is going, where it is coming from. So this is what prompted me to get into this and talk about it. We should talk about this more. The cultural aspect itself, starting from a child who comes up. Now we of course there's a generation gap now which has come up. There were no exposure before. Even at my time, the internet was just barely there. My parents never had any exposure, so you stayed within a small community where if you are in that kind of environment where there's a business, you know that people have so much. Otherwise, 80, 85, 90% people or 95 then did not know what the world has because the news was so small, the exposure was so little. The more the exposure is coming in, now people are getting more flustered and looking at the social media, blah, blah, blah. Somebody's having this, somebody's doing that. Now, again, 90% of that is false. It's a show. I'm not getting into it. What people are doing on the social media, it's about us, it's about me, it's about you, what you want to do. So, the misconception number one, people say, I am working for someone else. You're not working for someone else, you're working for yourself. Be very clear in your head. And this is where people go wrong. Ki, I have to work for someone else, so why should I do more? I should just do whatever I am paid for, and like the time which is there, 9 to 5 or whatever you might say. You will never reach anywhere with that thought process because here you've been given a chance by somebody. Of course, it's somebody else's dream you're trying to convert for him to reality because someone else has started something and you're working for him. But then again, the chicken and egg story. Where do I start? Now we do education. Education will never treat you financial thing. It will never teach you about entrepreneurship. It never does. So even if you are doing an MBA, it's not going to teach you anything from that perspective, or it will teach you how to manage things when you are somewhere. So that is something else. We'll talk about that later. So the whole point is understand you start today and you get a job, any graduate or even let's say any diploma holder gets a job. Why do you want to do a job? If there's a pressing need that you need to do. There are people who are seriously pressed. They want money. Their families are not, in that condition. So this is a cultural shift which is needed. Why do I want to shift people? Or I don't shift my son for doing job at all, though he's got a wonderful job. He's an engineer. He's joining Salesforce. I said, please, the idea is never to do a job. It's just to learn and improve the skill sets and then move on and do something on your own so that you can help others. Now, from my perspective, the whole objective of mine is add more people, bring more people, inclusivity, help them out. Who will do it if not you? So, one.
Okay, so small intervention now before we move on to the next question is you have put this beautifully. I think you're talking about the real life scenario. Um, I think what I personally see is that people tend to copy each other because that guy is successful, so I would also be successful if I do those things. So there are a lot of management gurus, there are a lot of books floating around, there are a lot of social media articles. So you have actually touched the a nerve which people are not clear. They are becoming copycat. So before we move on to the next question, do you want to say something on this aspect as well?
But see, again, now when we talk about copycatting, it's not copycatting. People are just looking at someone. You have an echo. Uh, People are looking at someone has done X and he's doing Y, he's earning Y. They don't understand that what that guy has done to reach and what is he going through now. So please understand. If you look at a football player, see, I have been a football player, state, not state, but then yeah, university level. I've spent 15, 18 years struggling to reach there and sitting here, and I can say, why is he not playing well? Why not? When you get into field, you really realize how easy or how hard it is to actually do what someone does. Now, what Ronaldo does, Messi does, what they earn, people, I want that. I mean, fair enough. What Ambani does, I want that. Good. Nothing wrong in asking or thinking that I want that, but are you willing to put in those efforts and do what they are doing sitting out? Do you even know they work for 16, 18 hours? In my business, I work for 18 hours a day. I sleep 6 hours. There were times I even couldn't sleep. It's hard. But then you got to give it all. One, understand that just by desire, you are not going to get it. You got to get the skill set, have that mindset, and be willing to put in the efforts. Copycatting is very simple. I don't know, when people say I want to copy, why do you want to copy somebody? All you want to do is get something that he has, right? So what does he have? People don't think that he's got, let's say, 100 crore, 10 crore, 20 crore, beautiful cars. Where is he getting from? Do you even know? What's his condition right now? No, no, no. Desires have to be contained. You got to get down to reality, skill your skill set, see your environment around, and see what you can do. Start doing bit slow by slow. Start learning finance from very beginning. Start doing things. Start selling. Do whatever affiliate marketing. The world has exploded with the internet coming in and with the AI. And I don't know. The opportunity is tremendous now. So copycatting really has no meaning.
Perfect, Basant. I think let's move on to the next question now that we have already got from the audience. So, can you share some story or highlight that benefits the entrepreneurship and similar story that have that as an employee you will have an advantage? What are the pros and cons between both these streams?
Now, see, CK, I really have a very different viewpoint when we say you're working or you're doing business. I said in the initial beginning, my lines were very simple. You're working, one, to earn money, to improve your skill sets, to be a better person, lastly, to give back to society. Very simple. The whole objective. So I may have an objective to have $1 billion company sitting today. Maybe I'm at 15, 20 crores. And what is the objective? It's not to earn money. The objective is not that. There's a far-reaching impact that you want to leave on the society and the world. That yes, I was there and I did something which made sense, which made value to the humanity and to the world. So this is where it leads to. Now, your question of giving success stories of entrepreneurship or in a job. Uh, I will tell you, I have reached stages where in very large MNCs, I was being chosen for a CEO position, and the board of directors were simply not in tune. And I have seen the almost the highest ladder of the story, how things move. I don't think people even care in the business, that whether you exist or you don't. It's a story which people build up, that it's a family and we are a family. You and I know that, blah, blah, blah. Please, nothing like that. As soon as the time comes, you're out, you're shown the door, or you're done with it. So leave all that aside. There is no success story in job. If you ask me, only the success story would be personal. Please understand. I started, and you're reaching certain levels, and you're able to build up something on your own actually, and create things, create jobs, or create offices around. This is where you evolve, where you learn. But then the management sees, the people see you. Are you capable? So this is on you. What capabilities are you able to show? If you can do it there, why don't you simply move it and start doing on your own? I fail to understand that. People keep thinking stability of payment, the check. There is no stability in the job. Please understand that. It's a false notion that people have. Do you even know, will you be able to work for 15 days, 20 days, your back breaks or something happens in the family? Please get realistic about it. Job was there when there was no option. And parents or our grandparents, there was very limited. There was no business, there was nothing, no exposure. So people used to go and toil there and bear everything which was possible. Now, everything is clear, everything is out. Please start learning from the beginning and open up. While even studying, you can do side hustle. You can start doing selling for anybody. That culture has to be evolved. The people has to be told. The schools need to change. Everything has to go in a flow where people understand job is not the way to go. Job is to become better, do better things, learn more skill set. See, only about 1% people will rise, or even less than that, and become CEO. I mean, always the middle level will get stuck today, or some period down the line. There are new guys who will come in who have, so-called better. I don't know how they say IM guy or IT guy is far better. Maybe problem solving, maybe his mental attitude, maybe he's got more exposure. So they change. But then the kind of experience that you get while doing the job, that's far more important. Yes, you have to increase the skill set that company demands. Now, again, you will be working. Now, this is where it comes. You work for a company, what company wants you to do, right? That is the problem. That which creates. Now, if you don't like it, but then you need to do the job, you need to evolve, you need to improve yourself and find what you like. Start doing at the side hustle. Even while on the working, you can learn the skill set. People just don't do it.
All right. Before we move forward, I think there is a point I like to make here is that is about the inner CEO. We are hearing about inner CEO term more and more. So, is it relevant in our discussion today?
No, see again, what exactly do people mean by inner CEO? I mean, you should be willing eventually. Again, end of the whole story is the exposure from the beginning. Let's understand from a business family, they've been watching all the time, right? There are people who manage, who want to manage things, like have been into various sports things or various cultural activities, and I love to control the group. I like to lead the group. This is where it builds up from the initial. We the brain is always stopping you from doing anything which puts you in kind of uncomfortable things, and where you need to train the people, need to educate the parents, the family, the people around. Go ahead and do it. Why don't you join tons of things and start doing them, start managing? I keep telling my kids, join every damn thing that you have, sorry for my language, that you get, every cultural activity or whatever head you want to become. Push for that. Start learning, start managing things, start building up things which will matter tomorrow. Today, I am like, anybody can be a CEO, not CEO. What do you want to do? You have to decide and you have to move on there.
Well, our next question is how do you think the personal values and the life goal that impact whether you want to pursue as an entrepreneur or whether you want to have a traditional job? Your thoughts, Vasant?
Okay, I will leave the business community aside, because those people have a typical mindset, and from the childhood they see, and which is like 1% of the community or 2% maximum, not more than that. Now, a typical where a father, mother, or a father works, and a child sees that he's joining a company, whatever, small, large, he's growing, not growing, things happening with him. uh, it's very hard for a child to learn from there if the parent is not supportive, and if they don't get exposed enough, and they don't get the approval or the go ahead or the motivation from the parent side. Yes, go and do it. So the question, when you say what values, uh, see, you need to be clear. People say, what is your value? End of the day, the value means what to you. I mean, what kind of person you are, what you want to do in your life. That's the whole game. Everybody says the last question in life is, if I give you everything, what you want to be, what you want to do. The only answer will come, I want to be happy, I want to be peaceful. Right? That's the end game for anyone. We are all moving towards death. Leave that aside. How happily, merrily are you going towards that? And how will you do that? So I really don't understand when people say, what value? See, please, you need to decide how quickly you want to achieve certain things. Now, those achievement needs to come with experience and with ethical ways and ethical means of doing things. Where you are, the back of the head is, I need to support. It's not family, it's the world which you need to help out people. And then you need to become better. If people get this in their head that I need to improve myself 1% every day, I don't know, within a year, they could be a champ in that. Why they don't get it? I don't understand. Any small skill set, learn any language, a foreign language, 1 year, 2 year, you're a champ. You can start doing anything, side hustle anywhere, start translating, start doing whatever. Side marketing. I have a company. I sell tons of things. I tell people, come join. You sell. I'll tell you how to sell, and you get your money there. You got to learn. See, please understand. You got to do it. First point is remove the fear from the head. What people will think, what parents will think. Parents are sometimes, your own people are the first ones to stop you from doing such things. What will happen? How will you sustain? Or please understand what will happen if you're not able to do the job. Do they discuss that? No, they don't. What happens when the company throws you out? Sorry, but what will happen then? Start now. Start today. No time is wasted. No age is right or wrong for doing anything you want. Job is needed to learn. You have to be good at it. Otherwise, you will be wasting your time and company simply using you, and you will be out. You know, and I know where all this goes.
Well, the question that I was trying to ask is that let's look at the real scenario. You already mentioned that many times your own family will try and stop you to become an entrepreneur because they are fine tuned to get a paycheck because they have got it. Your father has got it, his father got it. So, therefore, there is no learning at home. Whatever you've learned is like couple of years in your job, and then suddenly you think that you are a very great entrepreneur, you are bringing company some revenue, and therefore you can do it for yourself. So I think that is what I was trying to hint at, that because the business values are not carried forward from the family background. I mean, if you're from a business background, you can carry forward those uh, skill sets, but if you're not, then your whole life you have been fine tuned to get fixed amount on monthly basis, and then now if you're an entrepreneur, you have to generate that fixed amount by doing actual work. So I was trying to hint at that.
I'll come in now here. See, please, this generation or a generation before has the exposure, has the means and capabilities of really not investing any money, but still getting money out of it. You know it. It's the social media. You can do anything, sell anything for anyone. You need very little money. So the value from parent side, please, is that's down and out. What parent has done, they are doing wonderful. Whatever they've been able to do, now you've got to carry it forward. And parents didn't have the exposure. They had nothing, no opportunity. Please understand that. Now, I tell my kids, open up anything, man. Do anything, open up any channel, do whatever you want. See, please move on. This is where it starts from the school. Now, certain schools have started teaching kids, that create a project where you do a live thing and make a budget, make a market. So you see the scenario. It's happening in the school. It has started. So please, this is where things are changing a bit, but it needs to move on a larger scale, on a much faster scale, where everybody is taught and people are exposed. What is happening right now, people are exposed to what the other is getting, through social media. They're not really understanding how to go about it. So the desire comes up, yeah, I need an iPhone, I need something costing XYZ, how do I get it? And they get into wrong means of doing it. You got to start inculcating. When please, when you say that, there's no mindset, fine. When you had no opportunity, sitting home, you are on a social media for 6 hours a day looking for likes and ticks. Please stop doing that. Start working on something where you can generate something and can still keep doing whatever you want to do. So that idea needs to be there, and it's very much there. When you see your parents struggling, you should have learned that you will not do what he's doing. Learn his ethics and his values, but you got to get up with it. It's in you, man. You want to be a lazy, laid back kind of guy who doesn't actually. Please, again, I'm going there. People are simply sitting, wasting their time on social media, or talking here and there about people. Rather than that, find a skill set. The courses are free. Tons of things are available now. What is stopping this generation to do things? I don't understand that.
Well, I think we are having a very intense discussion on this subject. This is quite core of our society today. So let me go to the last question.
I'm not lightning. I'm telling my kids, and I tell every guy who works with me or is with me, I keep talking the same thing. This is not intense. This is important, because what Corona has taught everybody, they should have learned by now and started moving, because it'll come again, and people lose jobs. They break their the condition of their physical. You know how things happen. Then what? So it's rightly said, if you're not making money while sleeping, you will never be able to make money. And how do you do that?
Absolutely, Basant. I think the last question is what are the strategies recommended for managing financial risk as an entrepreneur? I think that is the core of the whole thing, because if you're an employee, you will have very little knowledge of actually creating a supply chain and also creating a financial pipeline for your company. So last thoughts, if you want to be an entrepreneur, what are the risk assessment people have to do before they actually jump the ship?
Well, that is critical question that anyone will have. That I have responsibilities. Need X amount of money every month. If I don't get that, what will happen? People have to decide if what the job moving things slowly, slowly. This is where all entrepreneurs have who are doing right now. We'll talk of disturbing that. I'm not even preparing in the work. Side by side, in post, I'm doing things, and which will get me some revenues. It has to be bootstrap. You can't take loan and do that. It's not gonna. You start on your own. You start selling, start doing whatever you can. Get good at that. Again, you will have to have the skill set. Please understand that has to be that spend few years on the side hustle, start doing something you like, which you think will make money, which is scalable, which will last a period of time. Strategies are there are no strategies. If you ask me, again, leave those aside. You got money in the bank, your parents have. I'm not talking that. Even they don't take a risk. But when I know I'm down, my parents are not that kind of story. I am more towards doing this side hustle. Doing a job, well, yes, you need to do that, but then side hustle is important. I have done certain things in my life where I quit the job just like that because I wanted to just, and I failed there. I went back. I've done those mistakes. Please understand. But everywhere I've gone, I created tremendous value, which even the company can't hold on to, and they can't afford me anymore. You got to reach that stage where you tell the company, see, I'm doing this and I've created this, I can do more, give me more authority, you're getting more money, share something with me.
Uh, I think this is a very deep question. I think we will probably have an exclusive video on risk management, especially for an entrepreneur. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. It was really wonderful talking to you, catching up after a long time as well. So thanks for finding time and coming over to our live stream. Thank you, Basant.
Thank you so much. So much. Good thing. Thank you. Thank you.
So friends, we had a fantastic discussion with Basant. Just in case if you have any questions which you are still feeling that they are not answered, please feel free to send it across to us and we will take up in the next edition of our live stream. And friends, be happy, keep selling, keep rocking, and have a nice day. Catch you in the next one.